All right. So this is crazy. Like it ain't even just about building a community. You know, my thing is us trying to make something shake, make something happen. You know, most people who don't have kids, I'm gonna be honest, they ain't caring about the next generation. They just don't care because they ain't leaving nothing for nobody. They building everything for themselves, and when they leave, they not taking nothing with them. So, in the words of Bernie Mac, fuck them damn kids, you know, and that's how they living, and it's sad for us to understand this is what we dealing with in this case, time and point. Because all we know is drama, everything in between and the gossip. That's the real crazy part about all this. All we love, all we know is the gossip, and it's the fuel for our community. You know, Love and Hip Hop, one of the most destructive shows, good for our community. Like, literally, what are we building? But I can also understand we could say, what are we destroying? Because we tearing up a whole lot of stuff, man. What are we, doing for each other? Nothing. Because what is the bulk of our problems? Not being able to get along. A lot of this infighting that we done had is making us look good. I mean, it's not making us look good. All this infighting we had right now is good for business, you know, because of the whole divide and conquer method is working, you know, because if we have division and we don't, join together, we get conquered easily when we're spread it out. But together, working together like we used to, that's the power, you know, the power which we had all along, but we keep getting divided because of everything getting shoved or put in our face for glorification. And the glorification that we, going with is mainly based on the internet, how we look. You know, our perception is so much everything right now, man. Like we sit here, argue online, talk about how the community need to be better. Everybody need to work together. Ain't nobody putting shit together. You got yes, true. And from what I've been talking to guys back in the first era, Manosphere 1.0, before it was called the Manosphere, technically speaking, these guys were working, had things together, helping guys with the community and stuff. And what happened? A little stuff got done, but it's strength in numbers. You know, And the ones that did come in, that start coming in and start having the numbers, the channels were getting flagged. The day of the channel apocalypse, you know, and that's the crazy part. So when you had the men that came in and said, man, we're gonna change the whole community, we're gonna change this, they started getting flagged out, they getting ran off. Then I heard about a guy, don't remember his name, he started a channel, didn't know anything about servers and all this stuff to I mean his own website to where guys can go over there and express themselves, and actually had guys coming over and flagging the channel to where you know flagging the website and messing up the hard data to where a lot of guys, that information they put in those channels, they couldn't get them back. So they just said they was done with it. Most of them just, faded off. The others came back to YouTube and seen it was still a mess. You had some guys come and say, well, we're going to make a change, the 2.0. Everything started off good. Then they broke up, from what I heard, over beef. You know, if it's this supposed to be a space about brothers, for us, by us, you know, helping us out, a lot of guys don't get help online now. And I guess we're going with the 3.0, then 4.0, and shout out to Perfect Timing with his 5.0. You know, he skipped the line because he's trying to, create a change. And my thing is, I respect him for that because if you don't like the lane you in, you create your own lane. He's trying to set himself apart, and I respect him for that. I respect his channel for that. You know, that's why I always go show so many people love on their channels, man, because for one, it's hard building your channel from scratch, man. It's not an easy process. People don't know you, people don't fool with you. You got to get a buzz. Nobody gives nobody a chance no more, especially within our community, because we don't like each other. Give me one reason not to shop at your store and you black owned. Attitude with the staff, I'm not fooling with you, you know? And it's crazy how we can push each other out to say, man, they ain't no good, but we still go shop with every other community and have love for everybody else but our own. Somebody in the other side step on the line, we just gonna accept it, man, because hey, it is what it is. You know, when it come down to everybody that's moving around in this space, it's you focus on the madness. Like I say, all the channels that give positive vibes, give information. Like I was just on the channel last night. G, what was it? I think it was G Jizzle. I think I was on his channel. He was talking about him, how Keep It Techie, Professor Blacker, all those guys in the tech. I always shout out Young Grizzly, that brother. You know, I'm just starting to see more people in his box. Like these guys take time to teach you stuff that they learn so you can get a certificate. You literally don't have to go to school for this right now. You could just go get a certification, take a test, pass that test, you certified, and you ain't got to go to school. Just study on your own. A lot of guys want to be about that life. They say, well, I'm gonna go take this test and study so I can get a better job. But what are they doing? See them in that chat box all the time, hitting comments on the live, but you trying to better yourself. You know, you want to better yourself in the limelight of all the foolishness. You know, you trying to make yourself rise up above this ignorant craziness, man. You trying to get your money right, but then you keep going back into the fire, checking the fire. Man, it's hot down here, but yeah, I'm good. I can stay in here, you know. And that's what we keep building, man. Downing each other, doxing each other online. Like, dude, it's getting to the point where I heard a lot of guys saying, people, man, they should have never showed their face because it's so much hate that follows behind this stuff, man. And I always say this is YouTube. I'm not scared of pretty much nobody online. Like, what you gonna do to me but dox me? And then if you run up on me, then that's a confrontation between me and you face to face. But it's like, come on, man. A lot of this beef online, it stays online. Nobody's meeting up in person to a certain degree. You have some that do that crazy because, they be on that type of level. But the majority, man, they avatars, not really trying to fight, just want it's beef. I've been on a panel with a guy, and the guy was woofing real hard, just going crazy, just joning and acting wild, and then jumped on another panel where wasn't too many people on there. You like, yeah, man, I had to go crazy over there, didn't I? I was like, no, bro, that wasn't right. Like, bro, you were going ham on everybody. Yeah, I thought you were taking shots at me. Ah, nah, man, you know it's all cool in the name of love, man. It's the internet, man. I'm just trying to get some views. He probably dropped that screen and edited, that beginning part out. But I'm like, you want to make a name for yourself off of the like crazy wildness. Like this is the way our pretty much community is being known as. You know, we the wild bunch. We the crazy. We the ones that go in on people. You know, like when a woman snaps her fingers and rolls her neck. Like that's the stereotype for a woman. A black man to be big. You aggressive. You might reach your hand out to help somebody, and they reach back like you about to hit them. Like that's the stereotype that's being pushed amongst a lot of people as far as black in our community. And then when we go out the community, try to work with people, oh, then you want to call us a name. If I'm not working in my community and I'm trying to help my community and my community is not responding, then when I go out, oh man, see, there you go. Man, in the end, you damned if you do and you damned if you don't. Like, what's the real deal in which we want to build? Because I've always said that to a degree, it's two types of black people, man. It's the ones that want to build a community, and the ones that just don't care. They don't care if it burns or not. They love to be in the community. That to a certain degree they respect the community, but it's self-inflicted. It's all about them to where they inflict their own pain because it's their joy, their feelings. And even like with this meetup, my thing is this: how long this meetup been talked about? How much money y'all gonna spend on this meetup and stuff like this? Like somebody's got to pay for the venue. You gotta sell tickets. You gotta do something. Unless somebody just all of a sudden just gonna donate all this money towards this stuff, and by all means, that's pretty good, you know. But to the extent, like, what are we getting out of this? I understand the agenda is supposed to be about tech and getting brothers. Like, how you gonna get young men in the tech who can't read? That's the first level right there. If he can't read the textbooks, if he can't read the code, you know, how is he gonna get into that? So let's start with that. You know, let's start implementing programs in our own cities to help with the Head Start program. You know, start get book drives. Hey, I'm too. I'm holding myself accountable. I ain't did none of this stuff, but I'm talking about it. I'm saying let's get it together. Let's go with it. You know, let's organize how we get on here and pop off about these women because I keep saying we could tell these women to do everything. Unless she want to change, she's gonna change. The same way we talk about men. Unless these men want to change, they ain't gonna change. It, it's a dead argument. Every day I come on here, yeah, I put in my 2 cents. Yeah, I come on here and say stuff, but it's a dead argument. If a person sits on the toilet and don't want to wipe before they get off the toilet, guess what happens? They're gonna walk around with a shitty ass all day. You know, that's it. You can't force nobody to you can lock somebody up for that. And guess what's gonna happen? If they still don't want to wipe their ass, they ain't gonna wipe their ass. And if you can't change a person just doing something simple, you know, common as wiping your butt, how the heck you think you gonna pull something simple as somebody, literally going out and a little crazy just happened, but generally going out and changing their whole nature of who they are. You know, D boy, I sell dope. This how I do. This how I perfect. This how I provide for my family. This how I do when I get by. You know, I do this. This is my whole life, man. Sell drugs. I know I'm gonna get caught one day, but until I get caught, this is my life. Selling drugs. This is the only. It's the only thing I know is to sell drugs. I don't know nothing but the streets. You get caught, you get out, you get right, you go right back into it. I done seen dudes who did older guys, them in their 50s, still trying to hustle bags of weed, little coke and crack. Dude, you somebody granddaddy out here. You still out here pushing rocks, throwing stones at the pen. Keep saying, hey, bro, I'm gonna be back in a minute. I'm gonna help you build another one. Like it starts right there first. Like these people, a lot of people who are motivated to change. A lot of the women out here on Kevin Channel, you know why they motivated to change? Because they getting something out of the deal. They getting married. That's what's motivating them to change. But the ones who are not motivated, that say, man, these men ain't gonna choose these men, this and that, they not changing, bro. Maybe 50, 60 years down the line, you know, when they start having more kids and life start getting a little hard, they're gonna start pushing towards that marriage and being submissive because why? I can't do it on my own. They're gonna start realizing, man, it's so hard out here. I can't do it on my own. I need help. I need a man. That's why you got to put on. That's why she gonna have to go and man. Now I got to do this to get me a woman. I mean, to get me a man, I'm gonna have to put on a dress. I'm gonna have to look this way. I'm gonna act this way. I mean, even though it's all of a side to the point where she's getting what she wants, hey, if that's what it takes for you to live your life alone all these years and think you're gonna get a man in your later years, by all means, go for it. Ain't nobody getting younger. We all getting old. All these women keep trying to get submissive men. Hey, it's somebody out there. They old people always say it's somebody for everybody. Just like they say it ain't no good men out here, and the men say ain't no good women out here. Hey, somebody for your cup of tea somewhere. But my thing is this: if you keep staying where you at, you keep going to the same places, you're gonna keep getting the same results. I done seen it plenty of times. People move out of their comfort zone, move to a different state, start over. Man, they pop. They the biggest thing in that city. You go back home, you just regular old Joe. You know, but when it come back to it, man, to the meeting, like why is there no organization being built? If we're gonna get guys in the tech, what are we gonna call it? See, this is the same mistake that the manosphere started. The organization just like we got Q dolls, we got different fraternities. Why can't we start this as a fraternity to help these young boys? Why can't we all? I mean, even if we start a GoFundMe, somebody who's pretty much worthy to run this, to have a GoFundMe set up where all the men we popping on the channel all the time, throwing hundreds, throwing fifties, $5 super chats, cash apping, sending crypto. Why can't we all these men on these platforms send $1? I did what? Tia Son Johnson. You know, I deem him as a trustworthy brother. Send the money to him. Everybody donate $1 towards his GoFundMe that he starts. Matter of fact, I'm gonna hit him up and see if he'll do it. And we do it statewide. You know, if we got to start where he's at, I think in Cali where he's at, we start there. Then let the program grow. Everybody getting on that program in Louisiana with the men coming into the school. You know, hey, that can be done. But a lot of guys work. We don't have the time. It's like a shift. To the point where you have brothers do work in the afternoon that they can go over there and do that. Not a lot. I double up sometimes. So, I get to the point where I make moves, man. I'm trying to be a provider for my family. I got time to do other stuff. I can make time. Like, it ain't nothing to go buy some books, send it off to a program, or send the money if I can't go buy 'em myself. Like, where we gonna send the books to? What program we gonna start in this state? Every state got a program. I found a couple in Atlanta through Facebook. I ain't know exists. Like mentorship. Like my little cousin was uh probably 9 or so. My aunt had him in the Y. He got a big brother, young white kid in college. Pretty cool. I used to go over there, see my aunt having, dude taking them out and stuff like that. Cause she was like, well, you busy. Your brothers are busy, and I need him around some guys. You know, that was me. But I took him out before. I started getting too busy and caught up in my work. I still took him out every once in a while when I come back in time from work. But she wants to, see some type of man or, just young man around him to where he can keep his ways out of the street. Because he was hanging, he was kicking, you know, and all that stuff get evolved if you're not really looking to the point where that little hanging and kicking in the street, it gets elevated to, kicking in doors and hanging on corners, slinging. So like the programs that they have is good, but we don't see enough of us. We don't volunteer as much. A lot of guys are. Black Guru said it best. When I went to parent teacher conference, they was looking at me like, I was either the stranger or the president. Because I walked in the door, heads were turning. It was a couple of dudes in there, and the ones that did come, they was ready to go. Especially on one of them football nights, watching college games or, the NFL Thursdays, they ready to go. We're not visible enough in our community as men. So that's why, we keep getting that slack. I talked to some women Saturday, and they were talking about how the stereotype about men cheat anyway. Men cheat. And just like the brother said, he was basically saying, if you keep pushing this narrative that men cheat, you're gonna push a narrative on your son and on your daughter. Your daughter gonna accept it because why? Men cheat. Your son is gonna accept him cheating because why? Men cheat. The narratives that we push at home and around our kids, that's what's building our community. Like I said, I'm not bashing those guys for meeting up, but where's the program? Let's get a LLC, some type of business in place to where if I donate my money, where's the money going? Who's gonna be representing the money, and what is it going for? Just like when they were doing the whole documentary thing, I didn't donate because my whole thing was like I'm trying to figure out where is this stuff going, who's doing what. A lot of guys donated. You know, everybody wants to see it, but nobody wants to put in that effort and that work because I wanted to know. Like my thing was with Walt. Walt does filming and stuff. The guys that are in this space that's doing it, we get together. Okay, somebody needs to go fly to this guy. Let's get these funds up. And then right now, let's say we could just start off doing something small. People in their own city, man. You got guys in these cities that, got good cameras and stuff, work with each other. Why not build in their own city? We got guys right now in their city, never met up, never really talked to each other. I was on a panel one time. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I was on, I think it was art panel, art of Itmore, and I told him Edward is right there where he at. He's like, what? I didn't know that. I said, bro, y'all been on YouTube all the time and you didn't know that? Angry Man around the corner. He knew Angry Man was in the same area as him. Those three brothers right there in the same vicinity with each other. I don't know if they meeting offline or not. I don't know if they talking offline or not. But the point of it is, that could be a small dot right there where they can start up, film each other. They got good equipment. I don't think no beef between those guys. They meet up, get something together, send it to a person. They run with the editing, send it to somebody else with the editing. You ain't got to people who never shown their face. They ain't got to show their face. You know, for the ones that don't want to show their face, and you want them in the dock, have them set up somewhere that's just audio. You just throw up their avatar when you put them up to talk. Cool. The message is far greater than just seeing somebody or meeting up face to face. Because there's gonna be a lot of animosity dealing at that meetup, and I hopefully just hope that the guys who meet up, man, if y'all hearing this, man, don't be with the foolishness over there, man. Like real talk, y'all going up here to meet up about something to help these young dudes change their life. I'm still debating on if I want to go, but I just don't want to go walking to no bull crap, man. If it ain't no security there, like people do stupid stuff. Then not even just security, the point where somebody gonna fight. I mean, somebody getting like hurt, injured over somebody pulling something out. That too. Like the whole thing is, man, if we meeting up, like I met up with Kane, met up with Gold P. Yeah, we met up to do what? Kick it, talk with each other, you know, like-minded things, man. Work building. That's the process with those two brothers. When I met up with them, the whole thing was about building, you know, not pulling this stuff offline and not even dealing with that fade, man. Like just coming on a common ground. It ain't about money. It ain't about what you can do for me. It's just all about, you know, respect for one another, what we do, how we do it, and so forth. Like, bruh, how we gonna literally build a community when we can't work with each other? My thing is the whole SYSBM, all these guys, the divestors. If you're doing that, do it. Stop trying to live through other people. Like, man, you want to bash the community while you leaving the community. So many channels do this, man. So many channels do this. You know, to an extent, like, what are you gaining by talking about black people and you don't even want to marry a black woman? You still in the community because you're black. Get some bleach and wipe your skin and see what happens. You're gonna smell, but you're still gonna be black. Like, I don't get that. If I was to lead a community, why do I have to bash the women in general? And most of the time, when you bashing the women, you technically bashing the dudes as well. I see it all the time. The ones when they bashing the men, they bashing the women, and when they bashing the women, they bashing the men as well. You know, like this complex about themselves, like I'm better. I dealt with this guy when I used to work at a moving company. This guy literally sit up there, moved into a real nice house. One number like about two, I want to say about 350. It's 350 because he said he spent a little more. He had the baddest because it was like a $300,000 community. I think the highest, like the lowest, about 280. But they were saying in the high three or the high 200s, but they mostly was running about three. That was just the advertisement because the community is halfway built. But this guy, he spent the most in the community and literally said, I asked the people who got the most expensive house in the community. And they basically said, well, with all the added stuff that you got on here, pretty much you. To say that I had the most expensive house out of all the people in the community. Like he made it and he was about something because he spent more money than anybody in the community. There's a black guy. Around, mixed crowd, uh, Chinese, Indians, blacks, whites. Even with the black people over in the community, he's like, yeah, man, I know I got like three black people over there. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch them. And I'm laughing. I'm like, bruh, but you black. He got cameras and everything on his house. He's like, yeah, man, but you know the way our people do, man. I'm like, what do you mean? Well, they steal and breaking. I'm like, but don't white people steal and breaking stuff too? Don't Chinese people, don't Mexican people? We all have this in our community. So it's not consistent to just the black people. And I'm sitting there laughing at it. It's like the hate within in here. We struggle to have a. I mean, I take things for face value. I ain't no dummy. You know, the situation that happened to Dolph, man, it was unfortunate, but to an extent, man, the whole thing was out that the dude was on his phone. That's how the guys, basically did what they did, ran up on him and stuff. It's on his phone. They knew that the car he got was, I think, that car is bulletproof, but still, he was on his phone. You know, we got to unplug from some of these devices, man. We got it. When I'm in my neighborhoods where I used to hang at, on the east side, it's not that bad. West side, I already know they lurking. Gas station. When I go to my partner over there on Cleveland, you know, cool. Ain't that much. Ain't that much. But over there at that gas station, the one gas station more a little bit heated than the other one. You know, I got my junk on me. It's in the car. You know, to an extent, yeah. Sometimes, make sure before I get around there, I go ahead and put one in the chamber because I already know what they do over there. It's not no funny business or nothing. I know what goes on. You a lick. The young boys, the water boys, they get mad because you don't want to buy water for them. Some of them boys got guns on them. So you never know you literally gonna run into. I mean, to an extent, even if you in your hood, like this dude walking around with all that jewelry, man, like looking good, money. That's why when dudes and rappers say they carry money on them at all time, man, that's a situation waiting to happen. Nipsey, same instance. Nipsey got into a conversation with the guy because he was a snitch. He knows how it goes in the hood. If you snitch, you can't come around the hood like that. He knew that. He was trying to show Nipsey love, but hey, bro, you know what it is? It's the rules of the street. But you want to, defy it. Like, okay, I'm gonna come get at you because you said something to me. But you know the rules. That's why I don't understand. Dudes play these games, but then don't want to be accountable for the game that they play. If you do this, this is gonna happen. Just like here on YouTube. Like we pop off with each other, beefing, doxing each other. For what? Even if y'all don't be buddy buddy with each other, y'all gonna see each other on the panel and ain't gonna say nothing to each other. Or you gonna start popping it back off like, oh, see, I don't want to be on the panel with him because of he this and he that. Like, come on, man. Let it all go, man. Like in the end, come on. This the internet. Like I always say this, it's YouTube. Ain't no reason for me to argue. I done had little confrontations on here. I got a little petty in it, but it was nothing to where I'm yelling. I'm laughing at the situation. Cause you huffing and puffing like the big bad wolf, but you can't do nothing to me, bruh. It's online. It's all online. Somebody come at me, I'ma laugh at them, bruh. I'm not gonna fire up no strings so you can get views so we can go back and forth. I mean, that's the way to do it if you wanna, pull up on the beef, pop it like that. But other than that, man, come on. Like I said, man, we need to build this community. If we gonna do the Black Manosphere and so-called, like, for instance, about the magazine, I'm gonna talk about that. A lot of guys were mad about that magazine. You know why? Because they didn't think of it. Because I'm quite sure most of the guys who would have thought about making a magazine like that and putting it on there, the first thing the guys would have said, Hey man, y'all, let's get together, man. Let's do this. Let's do this for the community. Let's do this, man. Let's build like this, and we're gonna do it like this. But at the same time, you get on for what? Like you didn't want to deal with this guy, but if one of these other guys started something, you'll jump on that. You know, the Black Manosphere. Why we ain't never have a website for this stuff? You know, shout out to the I guess they call the big three. Why wasn't it organized a little bit better? I understand y'all starting off, y'all gonna make mistakes. You build as you grow. But if it's supposed to be about helping guys, why we down so many guys in this space? Like most of the time, the women don't even have to say nothing to us. You know, I ain't even let alone the women and what they do. You know, they come in this space all the time throwing swords. I was just on the panel the other day. A woman was talking about no means no, and a man shouldn't approach a woman if a woman say no. But you'll sit here, make a guy take you out. Let's say he takes you out. Let's don't say he makes the guy want to take you out. The guy expects he's gonna have sex. You know you don't want to have sex with him. Be upfront with him. Tell him that. No, cause why? He ain't gonna take you to no expensive ass restaurant. That's why. See, women to play these games. Like I told the lady, I knew a dude. Woman took his thing out, sat on it, pulled it, jumped back off of it, and then say she didn't want to have sex no more. But if he would have proceeded, that would have been great, right? But you enticing a person by doing that, that's the most foulest thing ever. You expect him to just cut off all emotions and ties due to the fact because you want to play with his emotion. And a lot of people they want to say, well, he did this to me. But what kind of transaction that went before this? And a lot of like on that channel, the women were saying that, oh, y'all men put us on this, and y'all men do us like this, and we have to go on trial. We have to go on trial and be persecuted if we claim that we got great, and that's why they do it because majority of the time a lot of women who do get raped are having situations like this. Not saying that they provoked or they did it to themselves, but in most cases they did do it to themselves. And I don't like to say that, but that scenario I talked about where the woman did that to that man, she intentionally did it for a reason. And it's cute when a woman can do that, but let a man sit there and do that to a woman. Oh, she taking it. Ain't nothing he could do about it. He can't go to the police. You know, I heard once a guy on the panel said that it was a girl on her what's called on her menstrual that month, and he woke up to spaghetti sauce everywhere. Well, he who he gonna call? He can go through the whole scenario same as the woman, but in the end, even if he go to court, the court and all of them gonna be like, "Hey man, you really gonna put her through this? You really gonna subject this woman to getting in trouble where this can go on her record?" But the double standard is if it's a dude, put him up under the jail. And it's almost like in our community, we having this big fight that kind of it, it's like we already most of the time men have to fight in society to kind of either just have an even playing field. But now it's to the extent to where even in our own community, we have to fight amongst our women just to be men, you know, an even playing field with the women to the point where if I'm having a situation with this, I'm gonna have to, literally plead with this woman to just be calm, just be calm and chill with me. Like I'm not trying to argue with you, you know, even on panels, men to cut women off all the time. And guys be like, hey, stop that. Women do it. We'll say, hey, stop that. You don't tell me what to do. You ain't my daddy. It's on both ends. It's a level of respect for each other in which we need to have for one another. Like we don't even have levels of respect for like common respect. Like you're a man, I'm a woman. I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt that you're a decent person. By all means, we don't even have that level of respect in our community. So when it comes down to it, that's what I say. Offline, the way you act online kind of shows a little bit to where you act offline. And in most people, they don't act like this offline. They don't. This is fantasy land. I I'm a Viking on here. I can cuss people out, you know, just wild out. I'm $1 million man. And this glorified wealth, man. Like that's easy way for most people to become a target by putting out a. If I make some, like I hint to certain things that I do and make, but I'm not putting out my information like that. Like even if I was a millionaire or if I was a thousandaire, I'm not putting that information. I'm do well for myself. I promote generational wealth where people need to, get their finances in order, get their money right, have life insurance, take care of their family. Not saying I'm the best and financially stable, but the point of it is I do pretty decent for myself. And I try to help people the same, push that same narrative to do good for themselves. Shout out to Alonzo. I'm always bigging up Alonzo. Always bigging up Alonzo. Always bigging up Alonzo. Because with the life insurance game, I keep telling guys when the time goes to where, you need some type of money, banks ain't giving you no loan. Excuse me. Take it out your life insurance. You paying on it for years. Same thing as like when you pay your car insurance. You pay your car insurance, nothing happens. They just taking your money. At least with the life insurance, you getting some back. Over time, something happens, you hit something in the car, you might be pretty cool. But I mean, it's like the community is struggling because we refuse to get along with each other. The men have issue with the women and their behavior, and vice versa. If you have issue with women to a certain degree, just stop dealing with them if you're not getting the results. Hey, my opinion is go outside of the community. Go where you happy. I'm not gonna make a relationship with a woman I don't like and she don't like me just for the just for the sake of the black community. No, I'm not doing that. I can't do that. I'm going where I'm appreciated. When it come down to it, you know, we need to work together. And if we can't, then that's just it. I'm not gonna force a relationship on no girl. I'm not gonna force no kinship amongst men. You gotta meet people where they are. If you at a level in your life that where all you want to do is play games and this whole pump and dump thing, like there's women out there to pump and dump. Lead a good woman. Black youngster, he had a thing on his page. He was like, I don't like women. I like whores. He let it be known. He mess with whores. He said he don't deal with women. He like whores. So if you're a woman, he said he's not gonna deal with you. It's a difference, you know. And when it comes down to it, man, like I keep pushing this whole finance thing. Like we could be on here all the time, laughing and joking and playing, but in the end, you need money to survive. That's why I keep telling these men and women, women are not. If if you never get married, you don't have a man, you don't have a relationship, you gonna need money just like a man gonna need money. If you so called independent, you don't want to be with no man, you going to need money. You need to take care of yourself. You need to get you a gun. You need to get your health together. You know, if you want to be fat, by all means, be fat, but have a level of respect for yourself. Same thing I say to the men. You know, don't get mad when nobody chooses you because you're a little bit too, big. You decided to. That's the way you want to live your life. I'm not mad at. You know, I got family members. Hell, I'm big. Shoot, I'm two. I think the last time I went 275. I don't look too much 275, but like my aunt, she get on me about gaining weight, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna lose weight if I want to, because that's what I want to do. If I don't, then guess what? I just don't. You know. But I hold myself accountable that the weight that I got over time is not gonna be good for me. You know. And people want to say, well, this is, yeah, stop making excuses. It is what it is. You know. Same thing rules apply to the women, rules apply to the men. Just take care of yourself. You know, can you deal with this weight in your 50s? Because 40s and 50s, the weight start to stay on a little more. You ain't gonna be able to get it off just as fast. Some people have little illnesses and stuff, and they lose weight. But other than that, their weight ain't falling off fast like that. So take care of yourself. To an extent. If you're gonna go get money, figure out what you want to do, and start making money. You know, even to the extent with women, if you married, you're a housemaker, you stay at home. You know, yeah, I understand you could do a little exercise around there. YouTube, everything is on YouTube. Free videos on exercising, free videos on learning how to do certain things at the house. There's no excuse for a lot of people, even with finance. Things on fixing your credit. You're gonna pay somebody all this money to fix your credit to an extent. Go ahead because that's making them rich. But if you ain't got the money, don't make the excuse. Go online, learn how to do this stuff. I research stuff all the time. So many people buy wholesaling houses and stuff. I look at these people. So many things about home improvement. I look at these videos all the time. Documentaries. Shout out to Mr. Z. I'm a big documentary buff. I watch so many documentaries on, just civilizations and how they were built, how they were structured, doing things, within the community, out the community. Like it's a big thing. We gotta build the community. You gotta learn. That's the key. I was on Dr. Dunbar big discussions. He had a guy on there, can't remember his name, but the biggest thing he said, everybody talks about generational wealth. You know how you pass generational wealth? You pass it with the knowledge. And because the Vanderbilts, you know, and the Rockefellers, they all have money. But they say the Vanderbilts are going broke due to the simple fact is the kids got the money, but never was really taught how to keep the money, how to, keep rotating the money in to where the money keep growing. You know, it's one thing, you get the first generation, they say, yeah, we got this. Second generation say, yeah, we got this. But then the third generation say, I'm gonna spend this. So that's when it becomes a problem, you know. So being in the community, you got to figure out like how I'm gonna help the next generation. Everybody's not the whole thing about the promised land. Everybody don't get to go to the promised land. So we preaching this whole inclusiveness to where everybody in the community as one. That's never gonna happen. Every black person, damn near every black person don't every black people don't eat fried chicken. So to an extent, everybody in the community not that cohesive together to where we can get along like that. You know, some people are vegan. Shout out to Gold Professor. Pescatarian. Perfect timing. To the extent where you working on yourself. I mean, like everybody's not gonna be on the same page. You only deal with people where they are. If they willing to change, they willing to change. And I keep saying this time and time again. We can do all these videos on making women better, but you a man. You only tell them what you want from a woman. If that woman can't tell that woman how to make herself better, she ain't gonna be better. Same thing with the men. You know, we arguing about us, getting to a point where we could be better. And if that man try to help that man and he don't want to be better, he's not gonna be better. So this is like a dead still argument for men. We could ask, we can tell, but it's up to them. Like I said, Kevin, his whole thing is if you want to get married, this is the instructions. Everything else has failed you because you came to me. So this is what the women are dealing with. You know, they got to figure out, do they want to get married or not? They got to figure out, do they want to be in a relationship or not? Because it starts with this. And basically, man, going outside, but basically it's to the extent to where they got to really figure out like the process on life. You know, if you want to get married, then you get married. If you don't want to get married, then guess what? Hey, you know, take care of yourself. But the ones that want to get married, I mean, the whole point, I'm gonna say it right. You just need some act right. You need to get right. These women need to get right. Same thing like these dudes. They put all this emphasis on dudes getting right. Women need to get right as well. You can't tell a man he need to, protect you and all this for you, but then when it come to you, you live your life the way you want. You know, yelling, no man tell me what to do. Come on now. Nobody don't tell you what to do. That's why you're in a predicament you're in right now because you want to run stuff. Like I say, that submissive thing, we could talk about that all day. But the point of it is, I say about my wife, she gonna respect me as the leader because I'm doing everything, to provide for the family. I'm putting my neck on the line, working the hours just like she working the hours. But I'm taking it a step further. I'm doing more hours than her. I'm grinding harder than her. I'm fixing stuff more than her. I'm elevating certain things more than her. To an extent, there's certain things that she do better than me. I'm not saying that I'm the best at everything, but to the win. But to the extent, I do, I do pretty good for myself. She do as well. But when it come down to it, I'm taking on the bulk of the load. I'm not gonna sit here and have her in all this stuff and you know the whole accountability stuff to where I'm gonna let all the weight fall on me. You know, I'm not gonna give her all that. She might can't take it, and if she can take it, cool. But it's not gonna be for long. And if a woman wants to take all her weight, why? Why do you want to put yourself in that type of environment to where you want to have all the responsibility as a man? You know, you want to run stuff for what? What is it for you to run stuff? Like, like I say, what do you want to run? Yeah, but I think I'm about to get off here because I'm about to get ready to head in this work. So shout out to y'all, man. When it come down to it, hey, figure out what you're gonna do. Because even like I say, with this meeting coming up, I'm thinking about going, but at the same time, man, I'm not gonna go there to condone no stupidness, man. Cause everything we talking about on there, it could be done online. Why we can't do it online in public eye? It ain't no secret to it. And then if it is some type of secret to it, what are we doing actually? But shout out to everybody. We here and we gone.